first in high definition from the station on your side. This is WAVY News 10.
We, the jury in the above entitled action, find the defendant, Conrad Robert Murray, guilty of the crime of involuntary manslaughter in violation of Penal Code Section 192, subsection B. Alleged victim, Michael Joseph Jackson.
We begin tonight with breaking news out of Los Angeles. That verdict was read 30 minutes ago.
After 6 weeks of testimony and less than 9 hours of deliberations over 2 days, jurors convicted Michael Jackson's doctor of involuntary manslaughter.
And after his conviction, Dr. Murray was taken into custody without bail.
NBC's Stephanie Stanton has the breaking courtroom developments.
After a day and a half of deliberations, the jury of 7 men and 5 women came to a unanimous decision in the involuntary manslaughter case against Dr. Conrad Murray.
We, the jury in the above entitled action, find the defendant, Conrad Robert Murray, guilty.
As he has in court throughout much of the trial, Dr. Murray showed little emotion as the verdict was read.
Juror 5. Yes.
Jurors considered more than 300 pieces of evidence and heard from 49 witnesses, including Murray's girlfriends and patients, Jackson's former employees, investigators, and medical experts for each side. They even heard a chilling audio tape of an incoherent-sounding Michael Jackson in open court.
If you believe my show, I want to say, I've never seen nothing like this in my life. Go.
Seated in the courtroom were members of the Jackson family who got the verdict they'd been hoping for. And now the judge must decide how much time, if any, Conrad Murray will serve behind bars. Stephanie Stanton, NBC News, Los Angeles.
Dr. Murray will remain in custody until he's sentenced on November 29th. He has remained free on bail since he was charged in February 2010. The Houston-based cardiologist faces a possible sentence of probation to 4 years behind bars. He will also lose his medical license.
And an accused gunman is in a North Carolina prison medical ward after police shot him on a local college campus. Investigators say 24-year-old Rashad Gardner carried a loaded AK-47 onto the campus of Elizabeth City State early Saturday morning. So how did he get past security? Then in your sides, Katie Collette took that question to the university chancellor tonight. And Katie, what did he tell you?
Tom, Chancellor Willie Gilchrist says he's pleased with the quick response by campus police and students. He says ECSU has tight security all day, every day, campus-wide. And while he admits Saturday's incident is unfortunate, he says it's something he believes can happen anywhere, no matter how solid security is. When you enter Elizabeth City State University's campus, security has eyes on you, according to Chancellor Gilchrist.
We have installed cameras all over our campus, and so you can sit in our police department and view the campus.
Cameras, he says, operate day and night, and that's not the only crime deterrent ECSU has in place.
And we do lock off all of the gates to the campus except one at night. And we manned that one, and this isn't something new.
Yet after 2:30 Saturday morning, investigators say this man, Rashad Gardner, walked onto campus with a loaded assault rifle. Unfortunate, but possible at any college, says Gilchrist.
It's virtually impossible to secure every inch of a campus.
Gardner shot in the leg by an officer after police say he pointed the gun at them. He was taken into custody a short time later. Most students we spoke with say everything is back to normal today. The majority of them satisfied with the university's response to the gunman.
I just basically was checking my email because I was doing a homework assignment, and it said that there was a gunman spotted on campus. The campus was on lockdown, and to make sure to stay indoors, be safe.
It was a good job to me because nobody else was hurt. Okay. So they got him as soon as they found out. One ECSU student we spoke with today wants the school to reevaluate security policies.
I feel as if they should be more secure about who comes on campus and stuff. They should search more or stuff like that.
And while the weekend was a bit nerve-wracking for students, most walk on campus today ready to move on.
In my opinion, I think it was just like a one-time coincidence, and hopefully it won't happen again.
Now, Gardner is in the Central Prison in Raleigh so he can receive the medical care he needs while in custody, according to police. Today, I spoke with a student who played basketball with Gardner. We'll talk about his reaction to Gardner's arrest, new at 6. In the newsroom, Katie Collette, 10 on your side.
We just learned the name of the woman shot and killed in a deadly overnight shooting in Portsmouth. Officers found 42-year-old Michelle McClendon dead at around 1:30 this morning on Chautauqua Avenue in Fort Norfolk. Police say someone shot her several times in her upper body. Neighbors say they've seen the victim before and they heard the shooting.
She's always around here walking up and down, though. She's always, like, you see her at least once a day walking around.
What did you hear this morning?
What did I hear? When the shots went off?
About how many?
About 5 or 6. It was boom, 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 boom. I ran down the stairs and saw her laying over there. That was about it.
If you have any information that can help police, call the crime line.
And authorities have identified the man shot and killed by officers during a standoff in Newport News. York County investigators say 40-year-old Robert Birchfield pulled a gun on a man, stole his car, abducted the woman inside, and sexually assaulted her. Deputies say they later spotted the vehicle and chased Birchfield into Newport News, where a standoff followed. A police spokesperson tells 10 on your side a member of the Newport News tactical team shot and killed Birchfield. Norfolk police arrested a man for a murder outside an apartment building there. Detectives say Marcus Young shot and killed Philip Doxey yesterday morning. Police found Doxey's body in a parking lot at apartments along Ashlawn Drive.
Investigators say an electrical short in the laundry room sparked a Newport News house fire. The call came in at around 9:30 last night to a home on Chestnut Avenue near West Mercury Boulevard. When crews arrived, the fire department says smoke and flames were pouring from the home. The 2 people who lived there are staying somewhere else. The house is condemned. No one is hurt. Firefighters battled this fire in Bertie County, North Carolina for more than 8 hours. The fire at Liverman's Metal Recycling started at around 4:30 last night. Crews got the flames under control at around 1 a.m. A huge pile of metal and debris, 4 stories high and the length of a football field, was on fire. The Bertie County Sheriff's Office is handling the investigation into the cause of the fire.
Well, now to Decision 2011, one of the costliest races this campaign season. The contest for 1st District State Senate seat, Republican Mickey Chauhan is challenging Democratic incumbent John Miller. Then on your side's Ava Hurdle examined the latest television ad, this one attacking Chauhan's restaurant.
Here's a portion of the ad.
Health inspectors cited Chauhan's restaurant for 71 critical violations, cases that can directly contribute to food contamination, illness, or environmental degradation.
The Truth Tracker looked up the health records and found there were actually 73 violations at Mickey Chauhan's 2nd Street Bistro since May 2003, violations that were corrected.
A rag's in the wrong place, an employee has an open drink container, and they're always taken care of right there online, and they do follow up.
Restaurant owners on the peninsula like Billy Watkins have taken offense at the commercial, signing off on a letter with others calling for Democratic State Senator John Miller to pull the ad.
It's just an attack, and it's shorthanded. It's just a scare tactic, and it's something that me as a restaurant owner, I just took offense to personally.
Miller's campaign manager told us, quote, "The ad is factual, and this latest attempt to divert attention from the facts shows the Chauhan campaign is desperate and losing." Chauhan's camp responded with a statement that said in part, quote, "The Miller campaign denounces negative campaigning and then authorizes this spot that could hurt dozens of jobs." CNU political science professor Dr. Quentin Kidd says a power play is at work here.
If Republicans are going to take back the state Senate, they've got to beat John Miller, and that's why you've seen the level of energy and the enormous amount of money go into that race. I think it's probably a toss-up at this point.
I'm Ava Hurdle, 10 on your side.
Closely watched race. Professor did admit negative campaigning tends to keep some voters away from the polls. The State Board of Elections reminds you to double-check its website for your voting location before you head out, and you're going to find a link on WAVY.com.
An Air Force pilot risk of losing all of his belongings in a storage unit dispute while he's serving our country in Iraq. Tonight, new at 5:30, 10 on your side steps in to protect the airman's belongings while he's protecting our freedom.
Falling asleep behind the wheel is blamed in one in six deadly crashes. Ted is on your side with how to stay alert and alive behind the wheel.
And Oh dear! A wild animal made a quick run through a restaurant. See how he got out. Wow.
Not through that door. We're going to see that. We're also going to see some changes coming up in our weather. We got some ups and downs. Today, we hit 66 for a high. What's going to be for tomorrow and beyond? Stay with us. The forecast in a few minutes.
You're watching WAVY News 10 at 5 with Tom Shad, Nicole Libus, and Super Doppler 10 Chief Meteorologist Don Slater.
Maybe he was looking for the drive-thru. A deer caused quite a scare for customers and employees inside an Atlanta area restaurant. Look at the top portion of your screen there. A deer crashed through the glass. Oh my. The wild animal looked around and startled an unsuspected employee. Yeah, I'd be scared too. That worker ran outside. The deer managed to slip through the door behind him and took off in the parking lot.
Oh dear. The Food and Drug Administration approved the new blood-thinning medication. It's called Xarelto. The drug is for more than 2 million patients with atrial fibrillation. A heart rhythm disorder is a leading cause of stroke. A federal judge has blocked the requirement forcing tobacco companies to put graphic messages on the dangers of smoking on packages. The judge ruled it's likely the cigarette makers will succeed in the lawsuit, claiming the requirement violates the Constitution's free speech amendment, First Amendment. The requirement from the FDA is blocked until that lawsuit is resolved. That could take years.
A special honor for veterans and those who serve their country. One national restaurant chain's rewards this Veterans Day.
And many admit they do it. Some say it's as dangerous as drunk driving. But we're on your side, keeping you from falling asleep behind the wheel.
Just as many as getting excited to get out of town for the holidays, AAA reports 1 out of 3 drivers admits to doing something almost everyone agrees is dangerous.
Drowsy driving. It's a factor in 1 out of every 6 deadly accidents. And on your side, Stephanie Harris talked to a local sleep specialist about what works and what doesn't, and to keep you from nodding off behind the wheel.
So you're taking a road trip. Going home for the holidays can be exciting and stressful. 2 things that can keep you up at night and make your drive more dangerous.
Just like you top off your gas tank before heading for a trip, you have to top off your sleep tank.
Experts advise you get plenty of sleep the week before, about 7 hours a night. You'll know when your tank is running low when you start to yawn or daydream. That's when you're at greater risk for an accident. We asked Dr. Catesby Ware if the typical tricks drivers use to stay awake really work. How about a loud sing-along?
It doesn't seem to work.
The cold blast of air also got a lukewarm review, as did rolling down the window. Although,
I will confess that I've never seen a dog sleeping with his head stuck out the window.
All jokes aside, there is one trick that works: caffeine. But it alone will only get you so far down the road. Dr. Ware says the best thing to do:
drink a cup of coffee, pull over and take a 20-minute nap, get up, walk around the car, and then drive on. That'll get you 2 more hours down the road.
All right, so why does this even work in the first place? It's because this short nap relieves your body's need for sleep. Meantime, it takes about 20 minutes for that caffeine to kick into your system in the first place, and that quick walk around the car really jump-starts your physical motor. Stephanie Harris, 10 on your side.
Some good advice there from the doctor. Some experts say that driving drowsy is as dangerous as drunk driving. Studies show that being awake for more than 20 hours is equal to a blood alcohol content of 0.08. That is the legal limit in all 50 states.
The price of gas is slipping. According to AAA, the average price for a gallon of regular unleaded gas is now $3.41, which is down about 3 cents from last week. Here in Virginia, we're paying about $3.29. North Carolina residents are paying $3.38 at the pump. AAA forecast a price of about $3.40 per gallon when Thanksgiving rolls around. That's a lot more than a year ago when we paid $2.87. The cost of diesel is also on the rise. Diesel is up 4 cents to $3.93 a gallon. 10 on your side made it easy for you to find the cheapest gas prices in Hampton Roads. Just go to WAVY.com, click on the On Your Side tab. Once you get to the page, scroll down until you see the red gas pump. There, you can find a link to our gas tracker.
Now, in high definition, your Super for 10 forecast with Chief Meteorologist Don Slater.
Beautiful day today. Temperatures mostly into the mid-60s into the area, which is very, very close to normal, perhaps a degree or two even above normal for this time of year. Let's have a look at what's going on. Super for 10 live. No rainfall out there whatsoever, and really hardly any cloud cover. Now, there's a storm at sea. That's one thing that we're looking at. However, it looks like that'll stay out to sea. And so far, I don't even see I've looked at the tidal forecast. We're not looking at any big rise in tidal height. Of course, we saw that over the weekend, especially on Saturday morning. But that should stay on out to sea. There's a storm system, a cold front, on off toward Omaha, and that thing is going to advance eastward in the next couple of days. Here's where things are between tonight all the way on into Wednesday evening. And again, you can see that storm so far stays out at sea. That's one that we'll have to watch. Chances are that this cold front, which is over Omaha right now in Kansas City, this cold front right on into here, that will push on into the area, but it'll likely lose all of its moisture, and the upper wind flow that's driving this is going to kick this storm on out to sea. So I think we're going to be okay with everything on that. We could see an isolated shower Wednesday night or Thursday, but it doesn't look like it'll be a real big chance of rain. And again, that storm is going to get kicked on away from land. So here's what's going on for our area. Skies clear as a bell throughout the region. We are going to see some cloud cover coming up by Wednesday. Here's where we are during the day tomorrow. Light and variable winds, and with the lack of wind into the area, a little bit higher humidity for today. We're going to see patchy fog as those temperatures drop on down. Up above, the skies are going to be clear, but down below, right by the ground, we can see that patchy fog overnight. During the day tomorrow, light northerly wind becomes more northeasterly at 5 to 10 miles an hour, and a little cloud cover off of that storm way on off to the south will pop into the area during the day on Wednesday. Here's where things are Wednesday at 7, Wednesday at the noon hour, 10 to 15 mile an hour winds, and at the end of the day, a light northeasterly wind at about 10 miles an hour. Now, here's what's ahead for the day tomorrow. Pretty close to what we saw for the day today. Now, the thing about it is that we're going to have more of a north to northeasterly breeze, so Norfolk will likely be a couple of degrees cooler, but a lot of areas are pretty close to what we had for the day today. 65, 67, so we'll average things out around 66 for most of us during the day for tomorrow. We move on into Wednesday during the day, and we're likely to see highs a little closer to 70 degrees. But the thing is, we've got that cold front off to the west, that one that's going to punch the storm out to sea. Well, that thing is going to cool things on down for Thursday. Here's a look at what's out there right now. We've got clear skies, temperatures into the upper 50s in this one, and low 60s into this one. 55, though, in Hampton. Chesapeake was 61, 64 degrees into Suffolk. Our low last night, 44. High today tipped the scales at 66 degrees. And again, temperatures upper 50s, low 60s right now overnight. Again, that very good chance of fog, and it could affect your morning travel tomorrow morning as we look at the highs for tomorrow. Pretty much around 66, 67 degrees again. Lots of sunshine. Of course, it gets dark. That's not sunshine at 6 o'clock. That's the moon as we see temperatures drop on down. 70 degrees with a few clouds off and on, especially in North Carolina for Wednesday. Thursday, though, remember the cool front, that'll drop on through, cool things off for Thursday. Veterans Day, 57 degrees, and then back on up into the 60s for Saturday, Sunday, and into Monday.
Some good-looking numbers there. One of the nation's big banks could owe you money. Why millions of customers could get a check in the mail.
And ladies, we all know the saying, pain is beauty, but those stylish stilettos and fancy flats, well, they're both to blame for poor foot health. Tonight at 5:30, why what you wear on your feet could cause health problems throughout your entire body. More than 13 million Bank of America customers have money coming their way. The cash is part of a class action lawsuit that claims the bank processed its debit card and check payments between January 2001 and May 2011 in a way that triggered more overdrafts and fees. A Florida judge gave final approval to the $400 million settlement today. Attorneys say the average customer in the case had $300 in overdraft fees. That makes them eligible for a $27 award from the lawsuit. That's less than one overdraft charge. Even though it agreed to the settlement, Bank of America insists there was nothing wrong with the overdraft system. New bank regulations prohibit this type of debit card fee unless customers approve.
Applebee's is saluting the military on Veterans Day. Veterans in active duty military will get a free entree on Friday. You'll need to show proof of your service, of course, and guess what? We have a link with more information to WAVY.com. When you go there, just go to Featured Links. But how about this? An asteroid is approaching. How close it will come to Earth, and when there's a chance that you can get a glimpse.
Saving submariners. A worldwide effort is underway to improve underwater rescue missions. New at 5:30, how the Navy is leading the way to rescue sailors trapped in stranded subs.
I feel like I'm back in a drive-in in the 1950s. We are set to have a close encounter with an asteroid bigger than an aircraft carrier, but scientists are saying don't worry about it. The asteroid is named 2005 YU-55. It'll dart between the Earth and Moon tomorrow around 6:28 p.m. Now, it's going to stay 200,000 miles away. Sounds like quite a distance, but this is the closest encounter by such a huge rock in 35 years. Scientists will bounce radio waves off the asteroid using antennas to learn more about it. And by the way, if you want to have a look, astronomers say you'll need a little bit of luck and a telescope with at least a 6-inch mirror. I bet Don Slater has one of those. Stay with us. WAVY News 10 at 5:30 starts right now.